Okay, guys, so you just finished listening to the book, The Reasons for the Seasons. And so we're going to kind of fill this out and go over the information together so you have a front and back. And so as you read the story, it talks about the seasons and how the seasons, how we get the seasons and where the earth is in relation to the sun for us to be in the season that we're in at the time. So before we go on, there are some vocabulary words that are important for us to understand. And so the first one is revolution. Okay, and that is the orbiting of the earth around the sun, causing the seasons to I ran out of room. Change. I'm gonna write change right here. Okay. So that is what a revolution is. For science, the orbiting of the earth around the sun causing the seasons to change. So that's what's causing the seasons to change. Okay, and then orbit is the pathway for a planet to go around the sun. Okay, so remember at any time, guys, you can stop the video to continue or finish writing. Okay, and so what we're learning today is what causes the seasons to change using the words revolution and orbit. So like I said, we listened to the reasons for the seasons. So I want you to tell me, what are the 4 seasons of the year? So you should know this. What are the 4 seasons? So what were the 4 seasons that they talked about? So I want you to fill those out. Okay, once you have filled those out, we're going to move on to our diagram below. And it says that the seasons change as the earth revolves around the sun. So the earth is what's revolving around the sun. So if you notice these arrows, here's my earth, and if you notice that it's tilted on its axis, this sun is, if you look at the arrows, that's how the sun is revolving around the earth. Okay? Or the sun. That's how the earth is revolving around the sun. So it takes 1 year for the earth to complete 1 revolution around the sun. Okay, so for the earth to go completely around the sun, it takes 1 year. So think about that. 365 days. So a lot of us may think that the earth goes around the sun in 1 day. So no, it takes 1 year for the earth to completely go around the sun. So 1 year. So it takes 1 year for the earth to complete 1 revolution around the sun. And remember, we said a revolution is the orbiting of the earth around the sun, causing the seasons to change. So the earth, I'm going to say that again, the earth to go around the sun, it takes 1 year. And that is how we get the seasons, because in the book it talks about wherever the earth is, it's moving, and wherever it's at is how the seasons are changing. So let's look at that. So turn your page over. Okay, so it says the slight tilt, because the earth, remember, is tilted, of the earth towards or away from the sun will determine what season it will be. So the way that the sun is tilted, or the earth, the way that the earth is tilted towards the sun or away from the sun is how we get our seasons. Okay, so if we are on the part of the Earth's tilted or tilt toward the sun, we will receive more heat. So if you notice, here's the X, this is where we would be. It's tilted towards the sun, so we're going to get more heat. So if we're going to get more heat, what seasons would we be? As we tilt towards the sun, we will have blank and blank seasons. So I want you to write what seasons would we be. If we're going to get more heat, what seasons would we be in? Okay, I want you to fill that out. If we are on the part of the Earth tilted away, from the sun, we receive less heat. So here we're pointed away. You see how this would be where we were at, and we're away from the sun. So what seasons would we be? Blank and blank. I want you to fill those in. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to think about that. Less heat. What seasons would that be? Okay. So now let's talk about spring, summer, fall, or autumn, either word, and winter. So the first day of spring, so let's remember what the book said. The first day of spring is March 20th or 21st. On the first day of spring, the day and nights are about the same length of time. I did not know that. Same length of time. Okay, so the summertime. The first day of summer is June 20th or 21st. The first day of summer is the longest day of the year. I did not know that either. Longest day of the year because the sun shines on the earth for a longer period of time. Fall or autumn. First day of fall is September 22nd. And usually, I knew this one because usually when I watch the news and the weather, it'll always say, oh, it's the first day of fall. And on the first day of fall, the day and nights are about the same length of time. The first day of winter is December 21st. Now, guys, you got to remember we live in Texas, so we may not have exactly all of these seasons. So winter may not be like winter somewhere else. You've got to remember that. The first day of winter is the shortest day of the year because the sun shines on the earth for a shorter period of time. Okay, so remember, it takes, the most important things to know about this, guys, it takes 1 year for the earth to go around the sun, and that is called a revolution. So it takes 1 revolution for the earth to go around the sun. The earth, the way the earth is tilted either towards or away from the sun is going to be what season we're in. So if we're towards the sun, we get more heat. It causes what 2 seasons? If we are tilted away from the sun, we get less heat in what seasons? So you're responsible to fill out. You have to tell me the 4 seasons. So you need to write them in the box. Okay. You're responsible for telling me if we're tilted towards the sun, we get more heat. What 2 seasons will we be in? If we are tilted away from the sun, we get less heat. And what seasons will we be in? Okay, so that's what you're responsible for filling out, guys. All right.